Popular footballer killed in Kingston home invasion. A popular footballer was shot dead and another man injured when gunmen invaded a home on Water Street in Denhamton, West Kingston, Tuesday morning. The dead man has been identified as former Boys Town player, 40-year-old Rafiq Thomas. The injured man has been hospitalized. Reports are that around 4:40 a.m., armed men entered the house and opened fire, hitting both men. Thomas, police said, died on the spot in his bed upstairs. The police said the now injured man received gunshot wounds to his chest, right palm, and left elbow while in his bed at the front of the premises. Residents assisted him to hospital, where he is being treated in stable condition. Thomas scored the winning goal that helped Boys Town win the Championship League last season in the final against Constant Spring. He has also played for several local clubs including Waterhouse, Harbourview, Tivoli Gardens and Humble Lions. No motive has yet been established for the attack, the police stated. Paula Llewellyn granted permission to intervene in job extension appeal. King's Counsel Paula Llewellyn has been given permission to intervene in the appeal filed against the Constitutional Court's ruling concerning her extension in the job as Director of Public Prosecutions DPP. The parties in the case and court appeal yesterday agreed to allow her to intervene as an interested party. An expedited hearing was yesterday granted by the court, and the appeal is set to start on June 24. The arrangements were made at the Case Management Conference in Chambers at the Court of Appeal, which was presided over by Justice Jennifer Straw. Douglas Leaves Casey, who is representing Llewellyn, made the application yesterday for her to intervene in the appeal. The government amended the Constitution in July last year to raise the age of retirement for the DPP and the Auditor General from 60 to 65. In April, the Constitutional Court ruled that provision was valid. However, the court ruled that the amendment given Llewellyn the power to elect to remain on the job was null and void and of no legal effect. The DPP reached the age of retirement in 2020 but got a 3-year extension which ended in September 2023. She was on a second extension when opposition Member of Parliament Philip Paulwell and Senator Peter Bunting challenged the amendment to the Constitution. The claimant sought a declaration that Llewellyn should not remain in office beyond September last year when her extension ended, and they were successful. Following the ruling, Llewellyn stepped aside to await the outcome of the appeal brought by the government. Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecution Claudia Thompson was appointed to act as DPP. 2 men charged over goat theft in St. Catherine. 2 alleged goat thieves were arrested and charged on Monday in St. Catherine. Charged with predatory larceny are 23-year-old Dane Thomas of Twants Meadows, Spanish Town, and 31-year-old Ricardo Thompson of Spanish Town in the corporate area. The men are said to be involved in goat stealing ring in St. Catherine. It is reported that the men stole a newborn goat valued at $350,000 from a farmer in Kitson Town and placed the animal into a Toyota Probox motor car and drove away. A report was made and an investigation was launched. The vehicle was intercepted in Prospect Bagua by the police and the men were arrested. The stolen goat was not recovered. The men were subsequently charged by police following a question and answer session. A court date is being finalized. TAJ 1 billion shocker. Having already spent $474 million over 3 years to lease buildings in Manchester and St. Mary, it is yet to occupy. Tax Administration Jamaica on Tuesday disclosed that it will have to spend an additional $1 billion plus to get the buildings ready for use. Responding to questions from Public Accounts Committee Chairman Julian Robinson, TAJ Commissioner General Ainsley Powell said that more than $1 billion is an estimate of how much it will take to retrofit the buildings in Honourable Bay St. Mary and Greenville in Manchester. The Honourable Bay building is owned by the sitting Member of Parliament and was leased for $700,000 per month over the period, while the amount already spent to lease the Mandeville building was $360 million at the time the matter was made public in a specified report by the Auditor General in late March. On Tuesday, Powell told the Parliamentary Committee that the lease to date on the Honourable Bay property was $23 million and a staggering $451 million for the Mandeville location. Regarding Anota Bay, Powell said, "We are at the point where we are going to start the process of putting the office in order for us to occupy, which is estimated at roughly $30 million. The TAJ boss said the expected start date for the work is June 10, and we expect it to be completed within 4 months. Powell explained that the work includes the installation of counters for the service areas and structured cabling to facilitate the ICT network. He said the TAJ anticipates that it will occupy the Anota Bay building by the third quarter of this year. Powell also told the PAC that the bidding process for retrofitting for the Mandeville building will be closed today. He said that a fair amount of work was done under contract by the landlord, with elevators, bathrooms, and flooring being installed. Finishing the work is going to be our main responsibility, Powell noted. When asked by Robinson the estimated cost to get the building ready to offer taxpayer services, there was a lengthy pause before Powell said it will probably take us somewhere close to $1 billion. Appearing shocked, Robinson said, "To what?" with Powell repeating $1 billion. Repeating out loud $1 billion to retrofit with an audible sigh, Robinson inquired as to when the space would be ready for occupancy. While looking at a September 2025, Powell said, while pointing out that the timeline is subject to the approval process. After the disclosures, Robinson inquired whether a cost-benefit analysis was done to determine if it would have been better for the government to construct its own building or come up with another alternative given the sums already spent and the estimated cost to get the building ready. Powell explained that TAG had initially pursued the acquisition of property but was unable to find a suitable location within the confines of Mandeville. He said the tax authority flirted with the idea of acquiring property on the outskirts of the town, but that was shelved after it was determined that for some taxpayers it would mean double the transport costs for them to get to such a location. "We didn't find anything suitable. We also looked at other properties," added Powell. He said one property was located in proximity to a sinkhole, which would have created a flooding problem, while the cost to develop a 6-acre property would have been exuberant. 2 additional constraints were inquired: accrued and parking.
From Mandeville to date, we have spent $451 million. We are at the point of...
Is that, just to be clear, 451 on what, lease?
Lease, yes.
Lease, okay.
A fair amount of work on our contract was done by the landlord, and they had put in elevators, bathrooms, flooring, etc. But finishing the works is going to be our main responsibility.
And what is the anticipated cost for the retrofitting of the space?
It will probably take us somewhere close to $1 billion.
To what?
$1 billion.
$1 billion to retrofit.
Yes.
And when do you anticipate having the space ready for occupancy?
We're looking at September 2025. That's the best estimate we have right now. Let me start with Anota Bay. The lease to date is $23 million.
Is what, sorry?
$23 million. We are at a point where we are going to start the process of putting the office in order for us to occupy, which is at a cost of estimated at roughly $30 million. The expected start date is June 10th for that work, and we expect it to be completed within 4 months. We'll be putting in counters for the service areas, and we'll be doing cabling, structured cabling to facilitate the IC network. We are hoping that by the third quarter we should be in that space.
Canadian woman fined $20,000 for disorderly conduct at airport. A Canadian woman who was charged with disorderly conduct for cursing staff members at the Norman Manor International Airport while trying to board a flight on Monday has been fined $20,000. Lisa pleaded guilty when she appeared before presiding judge Carla Mason at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday. Reports are that on May 27, 2024 at 8:30 p.m., Lisa started behaving in a disorderly manner. It is reported that she started cursing a staff member and shouting at immigration officers. When cautioned against her conduct, she responded, "Hurry up and charge me so I can leave this place." Lisa was then arrested and charged. Ahead of sentencing the accused, Judge Mason noted that sensitivity at the airport and said, "Miss Lisa, I am glad that you owned up to your bad behavior It is not something we condone. She was then sentenced to $20,000 or 3 months in prison. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.